here for speeches. Today I want to take a different approach, kind of like Jesse's, and instead of like a hero that like actually exists, like maybe like your grandfather or one of your parents or your friend, but someone that is, I guess, fictional or a character or made up by someone else. Now some of you may be thinking, oh, Superman, right, or Batman, but you guys are wrong. You guys might be a little surprised, so if I may, I'm going to ask for a drum roll. John Rambo. Ladies and gentlemen. John Rambo is my hero. He may come as a surprise to you because, I mean, let's face it, I mean, he's gun-toting, like, kind of villainous, even though he's the hero of the movie Rambo First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, and the new Rambo, which, in my opinion, sucks because he's really old and yeah. But yeah, the reason he is my hero is not because of certain things like he makes everyone feel good or anything like that. It's more so he stands up for an idea. And one of those big ideas was how the soldiers, when returning from Vietnam, and this relates to America in about the 70s and 80s, how the soldiers returning from Vietnam were treated. The War of Vietnam was very brutal. It was basically, the Americans went in, it was due to one of their policies to prevent communism by proactively fighting in other countries, such as Vietnam. It is actually the only war that was not properly recognized by the Americans, such as World War II or World War I or the Civil War. And there were a lot of effects on the soldiers, not just because of all the brutal actions that took place, but because of the media and how it just showed like massacres and stuff that happened, which the soldiers were forced to carry out. I mean, you have to follow orders. If you don't, I mean, and half the soldiers, they didn't even want to go, right? They were drafted. It was the U.S. draft. So many, about, I'm pretty sure about 10,000 Americans avoided the draft by immigrating to Canada. So that just kind of shows you how they didn't even want to go there in the first place. Vietnam was very terrible, the conditions. And when they got home, they were treated by the American citizens very poorly. They were called baby killers. And like everything, like it was unbelievable how they treated them. And I wouldn't want to wish that on anyone. Plus they have all the effects of post-traumatic stress. What makes him a hero is his ability to stand up for an idea, like to multiple people. When all the chips are down, he just rises up and says, no, it's not going to happen that way. I'm going to fight this. And it may come across as like him against the world, but really he's standing up for all the soldiers that were treated that way and everyone that's treated that way, because he just wants to be loved and he wants everyone who's in his position to be loved. I'm going to show you the true face of Rambo. It's a short one.
I don't know if we have audio here. It's not plugged in. Do you want to plug it in?
How do you do that?
Yeah. Look for the audio plug.
Can you hear? So that just shows you something about Rambo and what I was talking about, his ideals, how he wants to stand up for something bigger. It's not just about him. And yeah, maybe it is bad acting, but the hero in this situation is not Sylvester Stallone playing Rambo. It is the character Rambo. And yes, this is a quote from Joseph Campbell. A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. And I think that just totally describes Rambo to a T. I urge you all to go see Rambo. Maybe not the fourth one, but definitely the first two. because it's a phenomenal movie and you might get a pretty good kick out of it. Thank you.